The Enchanted Journey of Lily and the Emerald Realm. Lily lived in a cozy little cottage at the edge of her village, with ivy curling around its windows and flowers blooming in every colour imaginable in the front garden. She loved nothing more than sitting under the tall oak tree in her yard, listening to her grandmother's stories. Her favourite stories were the ones about the Emerald Realm, a mysterious place that supposedly lay hidden deep in the enchanted forest beyond the village. The Emerald Realm is where the magic of the world gathers, her grandmother would say, her voice soft and mysterious. Only those who are truly pure of heart can find their way there. And if you're lucky enough, you might even meet the guardians of the realm, the ones who protect its secrets. Lily would listen with wide eyes, imagining herself there, surrounded by all the wonders her grandmother described. She dreamed of meeting the guardians and seeing the magical emerald lights that were said to shine brighter than the stars. One day, as the sun began to dip below the horizon and the sky turned shades of pink and orange, Lily noticed something strange. A soft, shimmering green light appeared just beyond the edge of the forest, flickering like a candle flame. It was unlike anything she'd ever seen before, and it seemed to be calling to her. With her heart pounding in her chest, Lily decided that tonight was the night she would find the Emerald Realm for herself. She slipped on her warmest cloak, packed a small satchel with bread, cheese, and her grandmother's old compass, and tiptoed out of the house. The air was crisp and cool, and the soft rustle of leaves filled the night as she made her way toward the edge of the forest. The shimmering light danced ahead, always just out of reach, leading her deeper and deeper into the woods. Have you ever followed something mysterious into the unknown? What do you think you'd find at the end of the journey? The forest was unlike anything Lily had ever seen before. The trees seemed taller, their branches arching above her to form a natural tunnel. The moonlight filtered through the leaves, casting dappled shadows on the ground. Fireflies floated around her, their tiny lights twinkling like stars, and the air was filled with the sweet scent of night-blooming flowers. Suddenly, Lily heard a soft rustling behind her. She spun around, her heart skipping a beat, only to find a small creature peeking out from behind a bush. It was a rabbit, but unlike any rabbit she'd ever seen. Its fur was a soft, shimmering green, and its eyes were as bright as emeralds. The rabbit hopped forward, tilting its head as it looked at her. "Are you lost, little one?" Lily asked, her voice barely above a whisper. The rabbit shook its head, then turned and hopped a few steps before looking back at her, as if urging her to follow. With her curiosity piqued, Lily followed the rabbit, her feet crunching softly on the forest floor. The rabbit led her deeper into the woods until they reached a clearing unlike any Lily had ever seen. In the center of the clearing stood an enormous tree, its trunk wide and gnarled, and its branches reaching high into the sky. The tree was covered in glowing emerald leaves that shimmered with an otherworldly light. At its base, nestled among the roots, was a small pool of crystal clear water that reflected the glowing leaves above. The rabbit hopped over to the pool and dipped its paw in the water. The surface rippled, and the glow of the leaves seemed to grow brighter, casting a soft green light across the clearing. Lily stepped closer, her breath catching in her throat as she gazed into the pool. The water seemed to swirl, and an image began to form. An image of a path leading deeper into the forest, lined with glowing flowers. If you could look into a magical pool, what would you hope to see? a hidden path, a secret place, or maybe even a glimpse of the future. The rabbit looked up at Lily, its eyes twinkling, and then turned to follow the path that had appeared in the pool. Lily took a deep breath, her heart pounding with excitement and a hint of nervousness, and followed the rabbit. The path wound through the forest, the glowing flowers lighting the way. The air was filled with the soft hum of magic, and Lily felt a sense of wonder growing inside her with every step. After what felt like hours, they arrived at another clearing, and Lily gasped at the sight before her. The clearing was filled with creatures of all kinds, foxes, deer, birds, and even creatures Lily couldn't name. They were all gathered around a large stone pedestal, atop which sat a glowing emerald crystal. The light from the crystal bathed the entire clearing in a soft green glow, and the air was filled with a sense of peace and magic. Standing beside the pedestal were two figures, their presence commanding yet gentle. They were the guardians of the Emerald Realm, just as her grandmother had described. One was a tall, elegant deer with antlers that seemed to be made of branches, each one adorned with glowing leaves. The other was a fox, its fur as white as snow, with eyes that seemed to hold the secrets of the entire forest. "Welcome, brave one," the deer said, its voice deep and melodic. "You have found your way to the heart of the Emerald Realm." Lily's eyes widened in awe. I follow the light," she said, her voice barely a whisper. "I wanted to see the magic for myself." The fox stepped forward, its eyes twinkling. "And you have, young one. The magic of the Emerald Realm is not just in the light or the crystal. It is in the courage and kindness you carry in your heart." The deer nodded, its gaze warm. "Tonight, you shall be part of our ceremony. The magic of the Emerald Realm must be shared, and you, dear child, shall help us do so." Lily felt a mixture of excitement and nervousness. "What do I have to do?" she asked. The fox smiled. "All you need to do is listen to the magic of the forest and let your heart guide you." The guardians stepped aside, and the animals gathered around the pedestal, their eyes on Lily. She took a deep breath, then stepped forward, her heart pounding. She placed her hand on the glowing crystal, and a warmth spread through her fingers, up her arm, and into her chest. The light from the crystal grew brighter, and Lily closed her eyes, letting the magic fill her. Suddenly, she heard a soft melody, like the sound of wind through the trees, and the hum of the forest grew louder. The animals began to move, their movements graceful and rhythmic, as if they were dancing to the music of the forest. Lily felt her feet begin to move, her body swaying in time with the melody. She felt weightless, as if the magic of the forest were lifting her, guiding her movements. Imagine you're here, surrounded by the magic of the Emerald Realm. How would you dance? Would you twirl, leap, or sway with the music of the forest? As the dance continued, the light from the crystal filled the clearing, and the emerald leaves above seemed to glow even brighter. The air was filled with a sense of joy and wonder, and Lily felt tears prick her eyes. She had found the magic her grandmother had always spoken of, a magic that was not just in the glowing lights or the enchanted forest, but in the connection she felt to the world around her. The melody slowly faded, and the animals came to a gentle stop, their eyes shining with happiness. The deer stepped forward, its gaze on Lily. "You have done well, young one. The magic of the Emerald Realm is now part of you. Wherever you go, you shall carry it with you and share its light with others." The fox nodded, its eyes soft. "Remember, dear child, The magic is always here. Whenever you need it, just follow the light of the emerald." Lily smiled, her heart full to the brim with joy. She looked around at the clearing, at the animals who had welcomed her, and at the glowing crystal that filled the night with light. She knew this was a night she would never forget. As the animals began to settle, sharing stories and laughter, Lily sat beside the glowing pool, her eyes growing heavy. She felt the warmth of the forest around her, the gentle glow of the emerald leaves like a blanket of stars. Before she drifted off to sleep, Lily looked up at the guardians who stood by the pedestal, their eyes watching over them all. "Will I see you again?" she asked, her voice barely a whisper. The deer smiled, its eyes soft. "The magic of the Emerald Realm is always here, Lily. Whenever you need it, just follow the light." Lily closed her eyes, a smile on her lips, and let the warmth of the forest lull her into a deep, peaceful sleep. Do you think you'd be brave enough to follow the light like Lily did? What kind of magic do you think you'd find? And so, the magic of the Emerald Realm lived on, in the trees, in the animals, and in the heart of a little girl named Lily, who had danced beneath the glowing leaves and found her place among the wonders of the enchanted forest.